Hey everybody, welcome to Crack Pack Tuesday number 195, where we have some packs of Modern Horizons. This one is for some time in the future, because of course, in 2 weeks, we're going to be into set reviews. We might actually be into set reviews next Tuesday. I don't think they've said when the full spoiler's coming out, but the last previews are on next Monday. Oh god, I have so many notes to make. Anyways, that pack's going to be for the future, sometime in the summer where we have a pack that we need to open and we don't want to open more core set 20, but these packs are for this week and next week. So Crack Pack Tuesday number 195, we're going to open up a pack of Modern Horizons, see what's in it, see what we would take, pack one, pick one. If this was a draft, now every Crack Pack is sponsored by you, all of you over at patreon.com/ShamanLeague who donate at the $5 level or above. You are entered each week to win all the contents of this pack, or whatever you want out of it. Not everybody always wants every pack. This week, it's going to go to Chris Pina. So we're going to open this up, see what we would take, pack one, pick one. If this was a draft, this format's been pretty fun. I did that Slivers deck last week. I don't know how it did as well as it did. I still want to draft zombies. Not zombies. I said zombies on the video too. Ninjas. But yeah, I haven't opened a pack of this. Are these Japanese? 1 second. Yes, they're Japanese. So we're going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And that should be a common on top. That is a common on top. Cool. Had to reverse the pack. Up first, we have... I'm going to have to actually be able to read these that well because I'm sitting in a weird angle. We have Quakehoof Cyclops. 4 and a red for a creature Cyclops. It's a 4/4. When Quakehoof Cyclops enters the battlefield, up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. It has cycling for 1 and a red. When you cycle this creature, target creature can't block this turn. Seems fine. It's not exactly a strong first pick, but I wouldn't hate playing it. The 5 mana is a little tiny bit expensive, but to be able to play this and have a 4/4 and a couple of creatures can't block, or just to cycle it when it's relevant, it seems like an okay include in some red decks, but not a first pick. Up next is Chiller Pillar. Chiller Pillar is 3 and a blue for a 3/3 snow creature insect. You can pay 4 snow for Monstrosity 2, meaning that it gets 2+1/+1 counters. You can only really do that once. Technically, you can do it again, but it doesn't get counters. As long as Chiller Pillar is monstrous, it has flying. Chiller Pillar is great. The blue-green Snowland has, or Snow Matters deck has done pretty well as far as I've been concerned. I played this in the Slivers deck. It just seems so totally okay. A 3/3 for 4, it's a hill giant, it's fine, but that monstrosity making it a 5/5 flyer is huge. And as long as you've gotten yourself enough snow permanents that make land, or make mana, Chiller Pillar is totally fine. I'd still never first pick it. Up next is Soul Strike Technique. Soul Strike Technique is 1 and a white for an enchantment aura enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, has vigilance. When enchanted creature dies, manifest the top card of your library, which means you flip it over, face it down. It's a 2/2, just like a morph, except you can never unmorph it. But if it is, if it is a creature, you can unmorph it for whatever the CMC is, I believe. But you can't like play instants or sorceries or lands from underneath it. Okay card. Auras obviously aren't that good. You're never first picking them, but frankly, I wouldn't really be playing this card either. It just doesn't do enough. It's got to do more. It's got to do more, and this just does not do it. Up next is Rime Tender. Rime Tender is 1 and a green for a snow creature human druid. Tap it to untap another target snow permanent. This is totally solid in the blue-green snow deck, because of course that permanent that you could untap is a snow land, which means she just makes mana. Well, she doesn't make the mana. She makes a land make 2 mana. Totally fine. Totally good ramp. Really, really good. I quite like Rime Tender. I don't know. I might actually consider this a first pick and get into the snow deck. Obviously, if you're not in the snow deck, if you're in green something else, she does way less. But in the snow deck, I'd be pretty happy with her. So at the moment, I'm actually going to consider her potentially a first pick. Hopefully we get better. Up next is Wart-Eye Witch. Wart-Eye Witch is 2 and a black for a creature goblin shaman. It's a 3/2. Whenever Wart-Eye Witch or another creature you control dies, scry 1. Totally okay. 3/2 for 3 obviously is pretty normal stats. It's not my favorite. I'd prefer 3/3, but it's better than a 2/3. And when it dies or another creature dies, getting to scry 1 is pretty handy as well. And of course, if you're in that goblins deck, you're sacking a whole bunch of stuff, so you're getting extra value off the sacks there. Totally okay card. Solid include in the archetype that it goes into. A solid include in most black decks, but not a first pick. Up next is Magmatic Sinkhole, Magmatic Sinkhole is 5 and a red for a instant. Delve, which means, of course, you can exile cards from your graveyard to pay 1 mana per card exiled. Magmatic Sinkhole deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. It's Sarkhan's Catharsis, or for anybody slightly older, it's Lava Axe, except it's Lava Axe that you can delve at instant speed. Not huge, not great, but if you're in an aggro deck, this could be a finisher. And the beauty of it, of course, is you don't even need 6 mana. You can exile some stuff from graveyard to help out. So yeah, if you really need a top end or a way to just get a little bit more reach out of your aggro deck, this is probably okay. But like Lava Axe, like Sarkhan's Catharsis, I'm not going out of my way to play this card. Up next is Putrid Goblin. Putrid Goblin is 1 and a green for a creature zombie goblin. I'm reading these upside down if you're wondering why I'm pausing now and then. With Persist. Persist means that when this creature dies, you return it to the battlefield with a -1/-1 counter on it. So it's a 2/2 for 2. It's a bear. But when it dies, it comes back as a 1/1. It's fine. Like, it's filler. You're obviously not going out of your way. But again, if you are in that goblin's deck, well, here's a goblin you can sacrifice twice for 1 card. So it seems okay in that deck, but again, you're not going out of your way and you're certainly not first picking it. Up next is Rock's Veteran. Rock's Veteran is 3 and a white for a creature Rhino Soldier. It's got Battle Cry, which means whenever it attacks, all other attacking creatures with it get +1/+0. And whenever it attacks, you tap target creature an opponent controls. This is totally solid. I have played this. I think it was in my Slivers deck. Maybe it was in something else. Yeah, any creature that taps a blocker when it attacks is really handy. We've seen this in a few sets. The one I can remember is from Dragons of Darkir or possibly Fate Reforged. It was a better one, but this is totally fine. If you're going wide, if you're going aggro, it's going to get through some extra points of damage. It's going to Anthem the power of all your creatures that are attacking. Totally okay card for 4 mana. Pretty happy with it. I'd include it in most white decks that were being aggro-y, but again, I don't think I'd ever first pick it. Up next is Shenanigans? Shenanigans is 1 and a red for a sorcery, destroy target land, and it's got Dredge 1, which of course means that if this card is in your graveyard, you can skip drawing a card. You may put exactly 1 card from the top of your library into your graveyard. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand, otherwise draw a card. So you can draw this card instead by milling the top card of your library. Yeah, it's Stone Rain. It's land destruction, or sorry, not land destruction. It's artifact. It's demolish, not Stone Rain. I got on a totally other tangent there. Yeah, it's artifact removal, which is not great. Are there artifacts that are super scary in this set? I mean, obviously there's the swords at Mythic. There's some utility things, like honestly, maybe blowing up somebody's Astrolabe could do something. But you're never main decking this. You're siding it in if you see a sword, and you're probably never dredging this back either. So not a great card. Definitely not a first pick. On to our first uncommon. That, I believe, means we have a foil because we only have 9 commons sitting here, is Urza's Rage. Urza's Rage is 2 and a red for an instant. It's got kicker of 8 and red, which means you can actually cast this for 10 red should you want. This spell cannot be countered. Urza's Rage deals 3 damage to any target. If this spell was kicked, instead it deals 10 damage to that permanent or player, and the damage can't be prevented, which damage prevention isn't really a huge thing. I don't know if there's much in this set. I imagine there must be some, perhaps Daughter of Runes, for example. But yeah, this is 3 mana for 3 damage at instant speed. That's great. We play that these days. It's obviously not Lightning Bolt, but you'll deal with it. If you can somehow get to 12 mana, which, spoiler alert, you probably won't, you just win the game by dealing 10 to your opponent's face. Can't be countered, can't be prevented. They're going to die. You're probably not getting to that mana, though, generally, but still, this seems like a very strong first pick, and in fact, I don't even think Rime Tender is in the discussion anymore. Our next uncommon is Thundering Djinn. Thundering Djinn is 3 blue-red for a creature Djinn with flying. It's a 3/4. Whenever Thundering Djinn attacks, it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. Yeah, so it's always going to deal 1 if it attacks in and you've only drawn a card, but if you can draw any more cards, which of course blue-red being a little bit spellsy and drawsy, can potentially do even more damage. Plus, it's a 3/4 flyer for 5. That's totally fine. This seems like a decent first pick. I'd prefer the Urza's Rage, just because of course it's 1 color versus 2 colors, but I think it could stay in the discussion. Our last uncommon is Lava Belly Sliver. Lava Belly Sliver is 1 red, white for a creature sliver. It's a 2/2. Sliver creatures you control have, when this creature enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target player or planeswalker, and you gain 1 life. So every single sliver, including this one, gets ETB effective drain 1, which seems pretty darn good. Red-white slivers, pretty fun archetype. 5-color slivers, I can tell you from experience, very fun archetype. Go watch Spiky Saturday last weekend to see evidence of that. I could see first picking this as well to dive into an archetype. Again, I think the correct pick is just Urza's Rage, but this can push you into an archetype for sure. Our rare is Lightning Skelemental. Lightning Skelemental is black, red for a creature elemental skeleton. It's a 6/1 with trample, haste. Whenever Lightning Skelemental deals combat damage, to a player, that player discards 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Lightning Skelemental. So of course it's Ball Lightning plus Blightning, so it's like Ball Blightning. Honestly, why isn't this called Ball Blightning? Yeah, this isn't a great card. It's going to get in for some damage, you would hope. They probably can't jump block it. They probably just take the damage, so you get a Mind Rot plus a little bit of damage. But I wouldn't really play Mind Rot plus a little bit of damage. We frequently have that card. So I'm not super sold on Lightning Skelemental. It locks you into 2 colors. Yeah, I don't think we're first picking that. I don't think that's in the conversation. I think Urza's Rage is just better. Our foil is Nature's Chant. Nature's Chant is 1 and a Selesnya, 1 green or 1 white, for destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's naturalized, except you could pay 1 white. So it's naturalized, disenchant, all in 1 card. It's a sideboard card only. We're not taking it. We got ourselves a Snow-Covered Island. We've got ourselves a First Slivers Chosen art card, I believe. Yeah, First Slivers Chosen by Steve Belladin, and a foil elemental token. So in this pack, I think I'm just taking the Urza's Rage. I think if I wanted to dive into a color, I could take either of these. Unfortunately, Urza's Rage goes into both of those as well, but I'm just on the Urza's Rage here. Let me know what you would have taken in the comments down below. Would you have taken the Urza's Rage, one of these uncommon signpost cards, or would you have taken Ball Blightning? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can find me at patreon.com/Manly. You can become a backer at the $5 level or above to get your chance to win all the cards from these crack packs each week, just like Chris Pina did. And if you go over to inkedgaming.com, you can use the promo code MANALEAGUE10, all one word, 10 is your number, to get 10% off your order for perhaps a playmat like this. They've got a lot of great playmats, plus you can print your own custom ones, and you help out the channel by using that promo code. You can always click like and subscribe. That super helps out the channel, and share all that jazz. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time.